Let me be straightforward with you about the title. There is no single check with your name on it for exactly $5,000. What there is several payments in different places, under different names, from different agencies. And when you add them up, $5,000 is often a conservative estimate. Some of this money is sitting in a government database right now. Some is being held by an insurance company waiting for someone to call. Some is a benefit you are always entitled to, but nobody ever told you about. And some is a refund on money you never should have paid in the first place. The total looks different for every person, but here's what stays the same. Almost none of it arrives automatically. And almost none of it comes with a warning letter that says, you have money here. Come get it. Let's start with unclaimed property. Every state is currently holding money that belongs to someone. It can come from old bank accounts, dormant investments, forgotten utility deposits, or checks that were issued and never cashed. When an account sits inactive long enough, the institution often transfers those funds to the state. The state holds the money until the owner comes forward. What surprises many people is that nobody is required to actively track them down. Across the country, billions of dollars are sitting in these databases. Some of it belongs to people who have no idea it exists. The search usually takes only a few minutes. Yet many never check because they assume someone would have told them if money was waiting. The second category is lost pensions. Many Americans worked for employers that offered pension plans. Over time, companies merge, close, or change ownership. When that happens, pension obligations can end up with a federal agency responsible for protecting those benefits. The result is that some retirement benefits remain unclaimed because the agency cannot locate the person entitled to them. Think about a job you held 20 or 30 years ago. You may have left before retirement. You may have forgotten the plan entirely, but the benefit may still exist. Address changes, name changes, and decades of time can make it difficult to reconnect people with their money. That is why pension searches can sometimes uncover unexpected benefits. The third category affects many veterans. Aid and attendance is a benefit designed for certain wartime veterans and, in some cases, surviving spouses. It helps people who need assistance with daily activities such as dressing, bathing, preparing meals, or managing medications. The value can be significant and may provide monthly financial support. Yet many eligible people never apply. Sometimes they have never heard of the program. Sometimes the application process feels overwhelming. Either way, a benefit that was created to help them often goes unused. For veterans and surviving spouses who need additional support, reviewing available VA programs can be one of the most valuable financial checks they make. The fourth category is life insurance. When a policyholder dies, beneficiaries are generally entitled to receive the payout. But that only works if someone knows the policy exists. In many families, a policy was purchased decades ago and eventually forgotten. Children may not know about it. Relatives may never have seen the paperwork. And if no claim is filed, the money can remain untouched. This situation is more common than many people realize. A policy purchased years earlier may still be connected to a beneficiary who has never been notified. That is why searching for old policies after the death of a family member can be worth the effort. Sometimes the money is still there, waiting to be claimed. The fifth category is Social Security. Many people assume that because they already receive benefits, there is nothing left to review. But receiving benefits and receiving the correct benefits are not always the same thing. Rules involving spouses, surviving spouses, and former spouses can be complicated. Some people qualify for higher payments than they realize. Others may have options they never explored. In certain situations, underpayments can occur and may not be discovered immediately. The important point is simple. Do not assume your current payment is automatically the highest amount available under every rule that applies to your situation. A review can sometimes reveal opportunities that were previously missed. A common theme runs through all of these categories. The money is not hidden. The programs are not secret. The rules already exist. What often happens is that nobody takes the final step of checking. People assume a government agency, insurance company, or financial institution will contact them if something is available. Sometimes that happens. Often it does not. The system generally waits for the person to come forward. That is why so many unclaimed accounts, benefits, and payments remain untouched for years. The people who recovered these funds are usually not experts. They simply took the time to search, ask questions, and verify whether their name appeared somewhere it should not have. Consider how easily money can become disconnected from its owner. A move to another state, a job from decades ago, a policy document placed in a drawer and forgotten, a benefit application that was never completed. None of these situations are unusual. Yet each one can create a gap between a person and money that legally belongs to them. Over time, records change. Addresses change. Companies change. People assume the opportunity disappeared. But in many cases, the money never disappeared at all. It simply remained where it was, waiting for someone to reconnect the information and submit the proper claim. This is why it makes sense to review every category at least once. Check for unclaimed property. Review old employment history. Look into pension records. Verify insurance information. And make sure Social Security benefits have been fully evaluated. You may find nothing. Many people do. But the cost of checking is usually small compared with the potential value of finding something. A few minutes of research can answer questions that may have gone unasked for years. The goal is not to expect a windfall. The goal is simply to make sure money that belongs to you is not sitting somewhere because of an overlooked record or forgotten account. So here's a question that matters. Could your name appear in one of these places? For some people, the answer will be no. For others, the answer may be yes, and they will never know unless they look. The amount might be small. It might be substantial. Every situation is different. But unclaimed money, forgotten benefits, and overlooked payments are real. They exist, and they are recovered every year by people who decide to check. Nobody can guarantee that money is waiting for you. What you can do is make sure you are not missing an opportunity simply because you assumed someone else would tell you. Sometimes asking the question is the step that makes all the difference. The most important thing to remember is this. Money does not always find its way to the people who are entitled to it. Sometimes it sits in a database. Sometimes it stays attached to an old account. And sometimes it remains unclaimed simply because nobody knew where to look. That is why taking a few minutes to check can be worth far more than most people expect. If today's video helped you, consider sharing it with a friend, spouse, sibling, or parent who might benefit from this information as well. And if you enjoy practical retirement tips, Social Security updates, and ways to protect your financial future, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.